Today we're going to talk a little bit more about Princess and are they trying to rebrand themselves, and if so, what are their goals with that? We're going to talk about the up-and-coming cruise port of Galveston. It's been a cruise port for a really long time, but it looks like it is really in the game now. And then finally, we're also going to talk about some exciting news from Celebrity as far as their sailings for this winter. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips, and today is Monday. It's October 10th of 2022, and I want to start off talking about Princess again. In my video, I mentioned from yesterday and the day before a little bit more about the fact that they released that brand new reality TV show called The Real Love Boat. And you know what? I thought that was just going to be a little bit of a blip as we talk about Princess, but it turns out that it's becoming much more of a big deal than we expected. And there's a few things that I want to talk about and get your opinion on that, as well as what we're going to do about it. So if any of you are new around here, the Princess Cruise Lines was associated with Love Boat clear back in the 1970s. There was the Love Boat TV show, and they have just debuted a brand new The Real Love Boat TV show. It was on CBS. It first came out on October 5th here in the United States, and it had already, in the UK, it is broadcasting there as well. Now, a couple of things about that. First of all, it is associated with Princess Cruise Lines because the Saturday before the TV show debuted here in the United States, they had a special event on board the Discovery Princess before she sailed out of Los Angeles that they talked about that show, how excited they were, how they indeed are tying it to the Princess brand. And so it is not just a TV show as maybe some of us would have hoped, but it is actually tied to Princess. Now, it was filmed, the very first episode was filmed on the Regal Princess this summer, and so that's kind of the background of it. Now, as many of us watched that TV show and we've had a little bit more time over the weekend, I have to get caught up a little bit. And it was really interesting to me. I didn't think that it represented Princess well. I didn't think that it represented the passengers that are actually on board the cruise ship, and I didn't think it represented the Princess experience well at all. Now, I didn't know though if it was just me, and so I really appreciate all of your comments and many emails that so many of you have been kind to send, and quite frankly, the results, the information that you all gave ranged from anything of like, I am so embarrassed. If any of my friends saw that TV show and thought that was the cruise line that I sailed with, I would be embarrassed. The next one was that I overwhelmingly got is if I had only seen that TV show, no way would I book a cruise with Princess. And you know what, the interesting thing about that is that not only applies to my demographic, but also to younger demographic. We have some Let's Go family members that I know are the age of our children who are like in their 30s, and I actually know of some younger and they're like, and then finally, I really appreciated, several people said, you know, are they trying to rebrand as Carnival? Now, there is nothing wrong with Carnival. My point is we already have Carnival Cruise Lines, and that is a separate cruise line. One thing I love about cruising is we have all of these different cruise lines, and a lot of them offer the same experience on some things, really different things, different experience on other things. But the really nice thing is that we can go on lots of different cruise lines and enjoy all of them. But when you go to get on one brand, you kind of expect certain things a little bit more, and on other brands you don't expect that quite so much. Nothing wrong with any of them. They're all just different, and I think that's great. But truly, in watching that show and watching, it just seems like their goals are more in line with what Carnival markets. And so there's all of that. And then I got to thinking about it a lot this weekend. And you know, when they introduced the new Sun Princess, and the Sun Princess is Princess's new ship that's going to come online in 2024. The inaugural right now is set for February 8th of 2024, their inaugural cruise. And as they introduced that, I went back and read the press release again, and they said that having that ship and the changes that they are making on that ship represents, quote unquote, an evolution of their product. And so They are talking a lot about, they've got that the suite enclave where they're going to have all these suites and the restaurants and everything that goes with that we have seen an awful lot of on Celebrity. and a little bit on Royal Caribbean, but so much more on Celebrity. And then also they've got like that geodesic dome they're talking about, which is supposed to be reminiscent of Santorini, and they talk about it's a nice lounging place by daytime. And when I attended just the online webinar about their when they were introducing that ship, they were talking about that area there being South Beach, talking about that area of Miami that's very hip and very party, that's what it's supposed to be like at night. And so it sounds like maybe Princess is wanting to become an entirely different cruise line. So would you all weigh in on that? And you know what, a lot of things come to my mind when I think about that. And one thing that I think about is if they turn it into a blend of Carnival and Celebrity. That's not my goal when I want to go on a ship. Just as a general, like what I would think of as the way I think of Princess now. That is not what I think of, and so I would have to find another cruise line that's kind of my go-to when I am not particularly choosing for a certain itinerary that I want. When I just want to go on a relaxing cruise, or if there is an itinerary that is offered like on one cruise line and offered on another. Like right now, if an itinerary that was the same was offered on Princess and on another cruise line, I would right now choose Princess. And so we've got to figure out what we're going to do if that changes a lot. And so put below what you think some really good options would be. Now, as far as Celebrity goes, I'm really interested to try Celebrity. I'm really excited, as you all know. If you're new around here, I get to go on Celebrity December 11th through the 18th on the Celebrity Reflection to the Eastern Caribbean. Sails out of Fort Lauderdale. I am really excited about that because I find it really interesting. Some people that go on Princess love Celebrity. Some people that go on Princess try Celebrity and then they're not going to go on it again. And so I'm honestly wondering if it depends on which ship you're on, or I'm just really interested to try it and see what it's like. So be thinking, those of you that have sailed lots of other cruise lines, who you would maybe think of would be a good go-to if Princess is leaving us. So kind of think about that because we've got a lot of talking to do if we're going to have to switch things around. And also let me know what you think about that. I thought it was really interesting in the United Kingdom. The Real Love Boat TV show was given prime time, and then it has already flopped. They have moved it, I think, until 10 p.m. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that that's what it said. And so, yeah, I don't think it's turning out to be what they expected. People aren't liking the show as much as they expected. And it'll be interesting to see how that impacts what Princess does next. Now, another thing that I wanted to make sure that you are all aware of is for the 2023, the Port of Galveston is going to have more cruises sailing out of there than they have ever had before. And they have 5 big cruise lines who are having a lot of sailings out of Galveston. And I find that really exciting because I think it changes the game a little bit, especially for people, of course, who live in Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico, anywhere really, that it is handier to get there than it is, it's closer to get there than maybe over to get to Florida to embark on a cruise, and even maybe over to Los Angeles, because we were used to thinking of Florida, a few ports on the eastern seaboard, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Seattle, but Galveston is clearly in the game and they're not leaving. We've got Disney, Princess, Carnival, Norwegian, and Royal Caribbean are all having cruises sailing out of there. And so take a look at those, and I'll be looking at those itineraries myself. I'm excited to try that. In January, our Vloggers Cruise goes out of New Orleans, and so I am really excited to try that. We have not sailed out of New Orleans before. Now, along with that, for the 2022-2023 year, which for the first time, this is really exciting because I think this is another really big step forward after COVID and a sign that we truly are getting back to what's normal here. Celebrity is going to have 9 ships, 9 sailing out of ports for the Caribbean this winter. Now, I think that's awesome, and one thing that I like about it is it gives us a mix of ports, and it has some of their smaller Solstice class ships, and then their large, like the Beyond, the Apex, all of that as well, the Apex class. because I've heard that there's a different experience on those, and I'm looking to try an Apex ship, but then the Solstice class is what we'll be sailing on in December. And so I just wanted to let you know super quick. And the fun thing is they also have some different home ports. So the Celebrity Millennium is going to be home ported in San Juan, Puerto Rico. I love that. And Fort Lauderdale, the Celebrity Summit is going to be out of Miami. The Celebrity Silhouette is going to be out of Miami as well. The Celebrity Beyond is going to be out of Fort Lauderdale. And if you are new to cruising, Port Everglades is in Fort Lauderdale. Some people talk about the port of Port Everglades. Some people talk about the port of Fort Lauderdale. It's the same port, if that helps you. Also, the Celebrity Constellation is going to be out of Tampa, Florida. The Celebrity Edge, they are Edge class ships. Sorry, not Apex. The Celebrity Apex is a ship. They are the Edge class ships, the really big ones. The newest class of ships with Celebrity is the Edge class. So the Celebrity Edge is going to be out of Fort Lauderdale. The Celebrity Apex is going to be out of Fort Lauderdale, as is the Celebrity Reflection. That's the one that we get to go on. The Celebrity Equinox is out of Fort Lauderdale. And then this is really fun. For all of our Let's Go family members in Australia, the Celebrity Eclipse is going to be out of Sydney. And then, everyone, the Celebrity Infinity is going to be out of South America. So she'll be home porting in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Buenos Aires, Argentina, and Valparaiso, Chile. If you're not familiar with Valparaiso, that is the port that's right by Santiago. And I would say, how long does that take? Maybe an hour and a half to drive that. We did, when we disembarked in Santiago, Valparaiso, we did the kind of tour that they take you on the tour all day long and then end you over at the airport, because our flight didn't leave until 6 p.m. But this is really exciting. So they are going to be doing sailings that include Antarctica, and then the ones that just go down in Ushuaia and then back up again. Ushuaia is the farthest south point there in Argentina. And so I just thought that it was really, really exciting that they're going to be doing this. And then finally, don't forget that the Celebrity Solstice is out of Los Angeles, and the Celebrity Flora and the Celebrity Expedition both go to the Galapagos Islands. And I'm going to need to talk a little bit more about what Celebrity does with the Galapagos Islands, because they are really singular in what they do about that. Like, I want to try out one of those cruises, because you don't, like get on the ship in Fort Lauderdale and go down to the Galapagos. You fly down and they pick you up, and from the moment that they pick you up, from everything that I have heard, they take really good care of you. You are on these smaller ships where you have such a specialized service, and you also have such a unique experience with going ashore on the Galapagos more than once. And so I'm really excited to go on one of those cruises. I'm excited to find out more about them. I've watched a lot of videos about them, and I'm going to learn more from Celebrity about them because I want to know. And I do want to go. And so I just wanted to open that up for you all. If you have not joined our Facebook group, you should join it if you do Facebook, because we have, and I'm going to talk more about it tomorrow, but we have an amazing Let's Go family member who just barely sailed on Princess and just barely sailed on Celebrity. And they were on the Majestic out of Los Angeles and then on the Celebrity Solstice out of Los Angeles. And I thought that the comparison was very interesting, and I'll let you know what they said. But also, there is so much information there and a wonderful community. So come and join us if you would like. It's Let's Go Travel Tips. And like I said, we'd love to have you with us. And if you have not subscribed yet, we would love to have you with us. And so hit that subscribe button. And I just want to add here really quickly that this is an amazing discussion. You all are wonderful, and I love to hear from you all. So please do tell us about what you're thinking about, who you want to cruise next, who we're going to move to if Princess is truly changing as much as they are putting forward that they are changing. I still love Princess. I hope that they don't carry through with turning into kind of like a carnival celebrity thing. I want it to be Princess. And so if you appreciate these updates, please give this video a thumbs up. I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.